Today I'm here in the therapy store with Bridget Pickering from Ruff Tung, and we are having a chat about this amazing space that you've created here.
Thank you.
So I have been in the fashion industry in South Africa since around 2002.
Okay.
And I love to go into local stores with local designers, and when I walked in here, I got goosebumps.
Because you obviously see it on social media, and I think people often go, is it going to be as a vibe?
Yes.
Is it smoke and mirrors?
Yes.
Is it the real deal?
Yes.
So tick, thank you. I'll take it.
Yes. It is everything and more that we see on social media. So for me, what I've experienced here today is community,
Yeah.
family.
There's been a lot of action.
So much action. So much action.
The Tuesday, Monday vibe.
Some random beginning of the week day.
I know.
It was really busy, and what for me is amazing is to watch you with your customers. Your customer care is incredible. You can teach others out there what service means.
Yeah, 100%.
So I've been very impressed with that today. So this store, what made you start it? Because a lot of designers out there decide to get a flagship store and they put their brand in.
Yeah.
Not many collaborate and say, okay, I'm going to create a space for other designers to share with me. So what was behind that thinking?
So I grew up, my fashion career grew up in London. So I was there for 15 years. I studied design here, and then I left in my early 20s and had the most incredible experience in women's wear and ultimately in retail. So the big brands that I worked for, they had standalone stores, but they did exceptionally well within department stores. So they were called concessions.
Yes.
So, being set, I think I referenced it earlier, being set around your competitors was a good thing.
Yes.
I remember coming back to this country and saying that to a brand, to a designer, and they paled. And I was like, no, but it's a good thing because we share the same customer base, we can cross-pollinate. So I've always been a collaborator. I think it's in my blood. Yes. And so you cross-pollinate, you can collaborate, and then at the end of the day, you're creating a platform for everyone, a business platform. So it's not just about sales and retail and getting your brands out there. So that's super important. But the flip side is for those brands, who's supporting them? Yes. So I think as women in business, some people, lots of designers out there in all kinds of business, they don't like to share information. And I think that's now suddenly changing. I've definitely seen the tide has changed. So for me to open up a store that wasn't a Ruff Tung flagship store was because I was thinking, well, I'm still quite new in this industry here. I've been back for 10 years, but doing Ruff Tung for 8 and therapy now for 4. To open up a space where you're getting exactly that. You are getting like-minded brands in, you've all got the same customer base. And it started off, where also Ruff Tung was very much an e-tail brand. So we started off launching our business through Spree, which is now no longer, they've been gobbled up by Superbalist. So to actually have a retail space has been a massive eye-opener because you cannot underestimate the power of that one-on-one and that connection. So when we first opened up this shop, my working studio is up the road and it's a disaster. So to then do like gorgeous client fittings where you've got your sequence and you've got your big ticket numbers in a really messy studio, this was a no-brainer. So we were stocking this location. It wasn't called therapy and it didn't look like this, but we were stocking it purely to use it as a fitting room. Okay. And then we had the opportunity to take it over. Okay. And I think I had 2 brands. So I've got 2 original brands from then and the rest was built from the ground up.
That's amazing. And how do you select the brands that you bring into the store?
So it's a good question. It's not always obvious because we have a clientele, and so you are selecting it for them. Okay. So it's not, but we obviously have to be able to sell it. So there's a brand new post-Fashion Week brand called Silver Lining. They're wellies, gumboots, you say that in this country, and they're from Durban. And I saw these amazing, they've got Chelsea boots, they're very cool. And I was like, right, these are amazing. So I ordered a pair for myself from another supplier. and I trotted around with them for the last few rainy days. And then I approached the brand and I said, right, can I throw you down the runway and will you stock my shop afterwards? Amazing. So, you know, I dive into commerce, like we always on the lookout.
Okay.
But it's finding brands that we know are going to sell. They've got to be commercial. Obviously, you can have your fun moments where, you know, you've got the odd brand that it's more made to order or it's like one-off pieces. But I think generally there are commercial brands. There's a commercial appeal. We've got our target market.
Okay.
So we are catering to her. And also you only get that information when they're telling you what they want.
Yes.
So, you know, it's like me launching into Curve.
Yes.
I had to have 1,000 Curve conversations with my curvier girls to figure out what they wanted.
Yes.
And then you give the people what they want.
Yes. Do you think too many designers are working from a framework of, I've got this beautiful design, now I just want to push it on people, as opposed to first finding out from the customer what they really want?
I think it's a huge mistake if you don't do the groundwork, because you can have this beautiful brand aesthetic, but who's buying it?
Yes.
So it's a business at the end of the day.
Yes.
It's not just about beautiful clothes and looking amazing. You actually have to transact that into cash dollar, because you've got teams to pay. You've got your seamstresses, you've got your staff to pay. So I think you have to have a commercial brain.
Yes.
You know, you can do the fun once-off amazing editorial pieces that will link people, that will hook people in, but they're not going to buy that.
Yes.
So you've got to have a retail brain, and you've got, as a designer, if you can't sell your own product,
yes,
then go and do something else. You've got to be able to sell your product.
So I've met quite a few young designers who don't realize that they're entrepreneurs. They don't seem to connect the dots. They self-identify as artists.
Okay.
But without actually realizing there has to be this commercial entrepreneurial kind of a
shift.
Yes, that has to happen to be sustainable over a period of time.
Because I think we all can, especially in the design world, you can have a glorified vision of what you'd love to be. And I think that almost ends when you finish college. The minute you throw your final, you know, runway capsule or down the runway, it's probably the last time that you can be thoroughly creative.
Yes.
Whereas now you've got to have a brand appeal, you've got to have retail appeal, you've got to tick every box, but there's a fine line because you still want to keep the fashion people interested, but you've got to sell it.
Yes.
So that you just pulled something off my mannequin that went down the runway, and I was like, wow, I thought that was going to be a piece that just stuck for editorial, and I catered for, so thank you.
I know, I love that piece. Very happy to take that.
But I think that's the correlation where you can't teach someone to be an entrepreneur. It's almost like you've got by trial and error and by failing, right? I mean, how many times do you like mess something up and that's how you learn? And obviously all the gazillionaires that have after their 20th attempt or their 20th business that went down the plug, it's a tough choice.
Yes.
It's much easier to go and get a job for one of the big retailers and get experience that way. So that's a great way of getting experience. And I do think that a lot of these brands, a lot of these young designers and kids leaving college or fashion school, they need to go and have a certain amount of retail experience. They need to be able to figure out who their customer is. And I came back from London and this chick said to me, I want to be a designer. I want to have a brand. She said, what would be the one thing that you would recommend I do? I said, go get a job in a shop. She was horrified.
Okay.
Because that correlation was not the designing and drawing pretty pictures and creating something light and fluffy.
Yes.
I was going, you need to go straight in at retail.
Yes.
Who's your customer? How do you deal with them? What are the things behind the scenes that generate that brand or that business?
Yes.
And it's not glamorous. That runway, smoke and mirrors, 100%. So I think what they need to be taught that. So work experience is brilliant.
Yes.
And my biggest advice is go and get a job in a retailer from the ground up and you'll figure it out.
That's amazing advice.
But it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. So one of the purposes of the conversations that I'm having is to understand how slow fashion and fast fashion differ from each other.
Yeah.
And where Ruff Tung and Bridget Pickering sits in that story?
So we are definitely slow fashion.
Okay.
So we're seasonal, but it means that you should be able to wear my spring, summer, or autumn, winter collection for years to come. It's not a one-hit wonder. So my teenagers are fast fashion.
Yes.
Because they are shopping at the big giants who mass produce.
Yes.
And it's cheap, and they're gonna wear it one season and it falls apart. So they are the pure definition of fast fashion.
Yes.
And Bridget Pickering and Ruff Tung and Therapy, we are slow fashion, which is the more sustainable side of the
Yes.
business.
Yes. So for the people watching who aren't really clear on what slow fashion means, can you expand on that?
Absolutely. So slow fashion is when you have created a design process where you are spending more time and probably more money on sourcing really good fabrications. You quality driven. You might be slightly more expensive, but cost per wear is really important.
Yes.
So don't ever outprice yourself. Obviously, there's certain elements in mine that are made to order, so it's a sequence, blah, blah, so that is slightly more expensive, but I think price point is huge.
Yes.
So with what I understand to be with slow fashion, it's making a really good garment that's quality driven, cost effective, but you're not going to throw it away at the end of the season.
Love it. Love
And
it.
that's in a nutshell.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for your time here in your store today.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure having you. We've been social media friends for years, and finally in the flesh, I get to meet you. No, absolutely. I'll cover you in sparkle. Sorry, babe.
Amazing.
I'm going to come off.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.